Good morning, everybody at Christ Church. It's Jeremy here, along with Alison and Susie. And today we want to talk to you about a very special program we have coming up here at Christ Church. It starts on September the 20th. It's called DOCC, Disciples of Christ in Community. This is going to be our second year that we do the DOCC program. And DOCC is a program that came out of Sewanee Seminary, University of the South in Tennessee. The same people who created the Education for Ministry program that so many folks have been through started this program as a slightly different organization so that we weren't just thinking about educating the head as we do with EFM, but this is much more of a heart education. I originally went through a DOCC program back in 1997 at St. Francis Church in Birmingham, Alabama. It was transformational for me. I was a new Episcopalian, and I got to be with people in a way that I had never been with a group of other Christians, and think about what my life as a Christian was going to be like, and understand discipleship in a different way. I know that Alison and Susie have both had different and other experiences of DOCC. Alison, why don't you say something about yours?
Yeah, it's the time to be in a small group with someone. That we really don't get that opportunity to do. Sure. And then I learned and practiced, like listening and speaking, and then using that to be transformed. So it was not just, it was like, how do I take what someone else is giving in a lecture, but how does that become real in my life? And anytime I have a chance to practice, I appreciate that. So it's as much about listening to someone as it is about like figuring out how you're going to live your life based on that.
Yeah, and DOCC is set up where there's about a 45-minute presentation, and then there's about an hour and a half of small group time together where a lot of different topics are discussed. We talk about love, we talk about sin and redemption, we talk about how our stories interrelate with God's story, and then we do talk about discipleship. And what did you kind of come to think about what discipleship meant when you went through DOCC?
Because it is disciples, of how to be a disciple, disciples of Christ, and it is about learning to walk in the way, and it does take. I don't do that alone.
Right.
That's what I learned. I don't do that alone. I do that with other people, and that's what the community piece is for me. So because that's been always so important in my life, what is the community gathered? So that makes a big difference to me. That community gathered.
Yeah.
So yeah, developing friendships, but they're also friendships that are based in my faith.
That's great.
Yeah.
And Susie, you went through DOCC last year for the first time and helped us organize the program here at Christ Church, and you heard from lots of people. What was your experience, and what did you hear from others who had done DOCC here at Christ Church?
Well, my experience was in the training process, I absolutely understood that this was an education of the heart and not as much an education for the mind. But as a teacher, I still approached it, I have to say, with an idea that I better have my pencil and paper and ready to take notes and quizzes and all of that. And I came to realize very quickly that the content of the program was indeed about knowing my community, about understanding where my life intersected with other people who I have in some cases known for 20 years and in some cases met that same night. And so it is really true that this is an education of the heart and understanding how I walk and be in community with people. And the feedback that I got from people attending for the first time, both the facilitators as well as the attenders, was that they came to understand their Christian community in an entirely new way. And as being with people for the very first time, learning that there is a commonality there, but even if there isn't, you are still in community with them. Today there are people who are in relationships that are very, very special, that originated in their small group activities in DOCC. And so to invest time in your community and in developing your heart in conjunction with other people is just remarkable. And I did see transformation both in myself, and I heard about it from people who attended.
That's great. It's a great program. I think I know that we all love it, and we hope that whoever at Christ Church would like to attend this program will register. We'd love to have your registrations in by September 13th so that we can make plans for how many facilitators we need. The cost of the program is $50 per participant, but don't let cost be something that keeps you away. If you can't afford $50, we have scholarships that are available so that anyone who would like to come is able to come. DOCC is going to be it's the same time as it was last fall. It'll be from 4 to 6 on Sunday evenings here at Christ Church. So we hope you'll find the time and make the time and join this very special group and be a part of our second year of DOCC here at Christ Church. Thank you, and God bless.